Hello everyone, I'm making this video to talk about my macrocycle which I have just wrapped up. I'll start by talking about the different types of training cycles. There's a microcycle which is 1 week of training. There are mesocycles which are 4 to 8 weeks of training typically. And finally a macrocycle. Ultimately macrocycles are multiple mesocycles together to create it. And macrocycles typically last anywhere from 3 months to a year, depending on what training you are doing. Now, mine was very successful. It was 3 mesocycles. So one mesocycle, which was 5 weeks, then a deload, and then another 5 weeks, followed by a deload. Both were 1 week. And I've just finished this mesocycle, which was 4 weeks. I had to call it early as I'm going on holiday and I won't have access to a gym. And that will, 4 weeks followed by a week deload. Now, to conclude, I would say it has been really good. Not many changes in between each mesocycle. There was a couple of exercises I had to change, such as single arm cable curls to a dual arm curl, a laying flat curl, just for time purposes because it was taking too long. Other than that, it's been great. I introduced weighted pull-ups for strength. I've been doing those. I watched some crazy strong calisthenics guys doing those, and it lit a fire inside me to have a crack at them again. I was doing them during lockdown, um, like a few years ago, and haven't really done them since. So I've been doing strength work in the 1 to 5 rep range. It's been great. And I'm still doing weighted pull-ups for hypertrophy as well, and also bodyweight pull-ups. On the screen here, I'll just quickly talk about this exercise. This is my final upper body session of the week. I believe this was last week. I'm doing a seated cable row here, and I'm biasing the upper back. So I'm really allowing my back to round forward like so. And then as I row, I'm keeping my hips neutral and then bringing my elbows out like this to target the posterior delt, the rhomboids, teres major. And my technique has pretty much been the same now for 2 years. I really enjoy control technique, taking the muscle I'm trying to train to failure, trying to stimulate the muscle and not just move weight A to B. And that consists of slow eccentrics, not really using momentum, and just focusing and having a lot of intent on each exercise. Like on the screen here, I'm really rounding my back forward, getting that stretch under load, controlling, and then coming up, keeping my chest high, squeezing, and repeating that process. Now, for example, on this exercise, I will allow a little bit of cheating, and I'll explain how. For my first few reps, before it starts getting tough, my hips stay where they are. When the exercise becomes harder, I allow my hips to move slightly to get the weight up, but then as I come down, I'm still milking that eccentric. And this just increases the chances of me failing more in that stretch position, which seems to be very good for hypertrophy. And I don't want to miss out on that. And same again here, techniques all the same, nice and controlled. I'm doing some cable lateral raises, biasing the lengthened position here actually. Excuse me. The pulley is set up around hand height, which means when I raise up, it gets easier. And then when I come down, that's when it's harder. So when the shoulder's being stretched like this, it's hard, hard, hard. I'm going behind the body and then come up, it's easy. Now, it hasn't been proven this is actually really good for the shoulders specifically, but I do like to incorporate those. And as you could see, I was using the cuffs there to reduce my grip being the limiting factor. I want my shoulder to be stimulated, not my wrists or my grip, just like with back exercises. I use my Versa grips on every back exercise apart from pull-ups. I've got some cable flies here. This is biasing the lower chest. Same again, nice and controlled, big stretch, and just ensuring the quality is there. This clip here is from when I went on holiday. I'm doing barbell row. I believe it's around 3 in the tank. But yeah, it's been great. I'm happy with how everything has gone. During my second mesocycle, I did get injured. I took a nasty fall whilst I was out running and did some damage to my left knee, but I'm all good now. It just prevented me doing leg training for a couple of weeks and any kind of hip hinging movement. But other than that, cannot argue. I'm looking forward to creating my next macrocycle. And the reason I create macrocycles, or I created this one, is because I do a lot of the same movements. The GMI trainer has a lot of, well, not a lot of, it has very minuscule equipment, which means I'm doing a lot of just barbell rows, cable rows. Here and there, I might change a couple of isolation exercises, but it just tends to be bread and butter movements, which is all right for now. I'm not running into any kind of overuse injuries or any kind of decrease in stimulus to fatigue ratio. Performance is going up. Cannot argue with it. And that's why I create the macrocycle. So for each mesocycle, the exercises pretty much stay the same. And then when I decide to change those, I can look back at that data if I've changed them, and then I decide to do them again further down the line, and I have all the data there which can tell me what kind of weight I should be doing and what kind of intensity range. Overall, like I say, very happy. If you watched this video, thank you. I wanted to make this video to have fun and just talk about training because, in all honesty, I absolutely love it, and I don't really talk to many people about it. It's cool to just get on here and speak to essentially myself, but if anybody's watching it, then that's cool. Thank you very much, and yeah, thank you for watching.